The fourth episode of Squid Game Season 3 continues directly from the intense jump rope challenge that ended Episode 3, taking the brutality and emotional impact to new heights. The episode opens with Player 096 attempting a desperate strategy, preventing anyone from crossing the bridge by standing guard at a crucial point. His twisted logic becomes clear: if no one's able to cross the bridge, then it'll be just you and me. Then we both press X in the final vote and get out of here with the prize money. This selfish tactic sets the tone for an episode filled with moral compromises and shocking betrayals as players fight not just for their own survival, but against each other's success. As the clock ticks down, the bridge crossing becomes increasingly chaotic. Player 096 continues blocking the way, leading to multiple deaths as players fall into the abyss below. The announcements of eliminations come in rapid succession. Player 276, Player 209, Player 163, each death increasing the prize money for those who remain. Meanwhile, Gi-hun has successfully carried Jun-hee's newborn baby across to safety, but now faces an impossible choice. Should he try to go back for Jun-hee herself, despite the increasing danger and the rules preventing return crossings? This moral dilemma showcases Gi-hun's growth throughout the series, as he struggles between self-preservation and helping others. In one of the episode's most heart-wrenching moments, Jun-hee makes the ultimate maternal sacrifice. Unable to cross safely with her injured leg and knowing Gi-hun cannot come back for her, she decides her baby's survival is more important than her own. "If you don't survive, my baby will die too," she tells Gi-hun, entrusting her child to his care. Despite his protests, Jun-hee jumps to her death, ensuring her baby has a chance to live while she herself is eliminated. The announcement, Player 222, eliminated, confirms her fate, leaving Gi-hun emotionally devastated but now fully responsible for the infant's safety. This powerful scene represents the darkest manifestation of maternal sacrifice in the series, forcing viewers to contemplate what they might do in such an impossible situation. The jump rope game concludes with several survivors, including Gi-hun, Jong-dae, and Myung-ji, but the losses are substantial. The remaining players gather in the dormitory, with Jong-dae calculating that the prize money now stands at 5.6 billion won per person, enough for most of them to clear their debts and start new lives. Just as they begin considering ending the games through the next vote, staff members arrive to announce the results and the game's continuation. In a shocking twist, the masked manager announces that 9 players have survived, but the players can only count 8 present in the room. This leads to the episode's most controversial revelation. Jun-hee's baby has officially been designated as Player 222, taking over her mother's number and rights within the game. This unprecedented decision causes immediate outrage among the players. "Are you telling me that baby is Player 222? Jong-dae demands incredulously. The other players protest vehemently, arguing that the mother is dead and the baby should be eliminated as well. Their reactions reveal the depths of their greed, as they calculate that eliminating the baby would increase their individual shares by 700 million won. Despite caring for the infant moments earlier, several players now argue for its death, showing how quickly moral principles can erode when money is at stake. Meanwhile, Detective Jun-ho's investigation takes a significant step forward when his colleague Woo-suk discovers disturbing evidence in Captain Park's home, including recruitment footage showing the deadly consequences of losing at -1. Rock, paper, scissors. When Woo-suk breaks into Park's house, he finds masks and uniforms matching those worn by the Squid Game staff, confirming their suspicions that Park is involved with the organization. This subplot adds tension as Jun-ho gets closer to finding the island where his brother operates the games, unaware that Captain Park has already been alerted to their discovery and is planning to eliminate them. The tension escalates when the masked manager announces that in the upcoming final game, players will get to choose which competitors are eliminated. A minimum of 3 players must be eliminated, but the group can decide to eliminate more if they choose. This revelation changes the dynamics immediately as players begin strategizing about who should be targeted. A sinister alliance forms among 6 players who agree to eliminate Gi-hun, the baby, Player 222, and Player 125, the drug addict. "We eliminate those 3 players, then the remaining 6 of us can play nice," Jong-dae suggests, calculating that this would give each survivor 7.6 billion won. Back at the police station, Woo-suk tries desperately to convince the detectives that Captain Park is part of a criminal organization that forces people to play deadly children's games. His claims sound so outlandish that the officers dismiss him as delusional, until he manages to escape and call Jun-ho with his warning, "Captain Park works for those bastards. He's one of those masked men." This call prompts Jun-ho to confront Captain Park, leading to a violent confrontation on the boat. After eliminating Captain Park's associates, Jun-ho demands answers, learning that someone had ordered Park to keep him alive after he was shot by his brother in the previous season. Another fascinating subplot follows No-eul, the North Korean defector who has infiltrated the game staff. She helps a player named Jae-suk, player 246, escape via boat, but makes the difficult decision to return when the frontman threatens Jae-suk's daughter, revealing he knows she's being treated in Gi-hun Hospital, pediatric cancer ward. Room 4104. This moral dilemma shows that even those working against the games can be manipulated through their loved ones, highlighting the organization's far-reaching power and information network. The episode includes a tense vote where players decide whether to continue the games. Despite having just witnessed Jun-hee's sacrifice and the organization's willingness to include a baby as a contestant, the majority vote to continue, driven by financial desperation. This showcases the series' continuing theme of how economic need drives people to compromise their values. Even knowing they're plotting to kill him and the baby, Gi-hun votes to end the games, staying true to his moral compass despite knowing he'll likely lose this vote. One of the most chilling scenes comes when the VIPs discuss the baby's fate. Initially debating whether to eliminate the infant, they ultimately decide that since the baby crossed the finish line, it should be considered a legitimate player. Player 222 is back from the dead, thanks to her baby, one VIP declares gleefully. This is a bigger twist than the resurrection of Jesus. Their casual discussion of a newborn's potential death as entertainment represents the peak of the show's critique of wealth inequality, showing the wealthy elite viewing poverty-stricken contestants as disposable playthings rather than human beings. The episode concludes with the players forming their alliance against Gi-hun and the baby, solidifying their plan with a hand stack while discussing how they'll split the prize money once their targets are eliminated. The scene cuts between this plotting and Jun-ho's discovery that Captain Park was working for the organization all along. As Jae-suk escapes in the boat and No-eul returns to face the consequences of her betrayal, we're left with multiple storylines converging toward what promises to be a devastating finale. The frontman orders his staff to shoot them both, referring to Jae-suk and potentially the boat's other occupant, creating a cliffhanger that leaves their fates uncertain. What makes this episode particularly effective is how it juxtaposes moments of extreme sacrifice, Jun-hee giving her life for her baby, with extreme selfishness, players immediately plotting to kill that same baby for money. This moral contrast lies at the heart of Squid Game's critique of capitalism and human nature. The baby becoming player 222 also introduces an unprecedented ethical dilemma that pushes the show's premise to its logical extreme. If economic games determine who lives and dies, what happens when participants include those who cannot consent or understand the rules? By making a newborn infant an official contestant, the show forces viewers to confront the full horror of a system that commodifies human life. As the episode ends, viewers are left wondering whether Gi-hun can somehow protect the baby from the alliance formed against them, whether Jun-ho will finally reach the island and confront his brother, and whether No-eul's return to the facility will lead to her punishment or provide an opportunity for further sabotage from within. With the revelation that players themselves will choose who dies in the final game, the series sets up an emotionally devastating conclusion where humanity's worst and best impulses will determine who survives Squid Game's final challenge.